Hi, welcome to the Crafts channel. My name's Corinne Brad, and today I've got a nice little stashbuster project for you, which are these microwavable hand warmers. And I've designed them so that they fit in the palm of your hand, and then you can just hold on to them like a little comma or an apostrophe. So they're not so bulky that you get square ones, but you can't grip them in your hand. And that way it keeps your palms warm, the tips of your fingers, and your thumb. And these are filled with dried rice, and I've worked out that if you heat these in the microwave for 30 seconds, they will kick out about 40 minutes worth of heat. Possibly more if you keep them in your hand, because then you've got your own residual heat from your hand keeping them warm. And it came about because I got these lovely swatches from Art Gallery Fabrics, and there wasn't enough to make a quilt out of, so I designed a pattern that fits in there quite easily. And in fact, actually, you can make this from a piece of fabric that's about 14 centimetres by 10 centimetres. And all you need to do, I'll put the template in the description below. You need 2 pieces of fabric that you place right sides together, and you need two pieces of wadding that you place on the outside. Grab your pins, and we're going to sew all the way around here except for one section here on the straightest part of the shape. So pop it in your machine. A simple 2.5mm stitch is fine, with about a 6mm seam allowance. And just go all the way around the shape. And you want to leave yourself about a 4 centimetre gap for turning. Lock it off. And then, just to make sure your curve is quite neat when you turn it out, just trim your seam allowance with a pair of pinking shears. Up to the gap. And then also, I mean, it's not a necessary step, but I would just trim away that wadding from where your gap is, because if you've ever seen any of my previous sewing videos, you know I have a really handy little cheat for making sure that your stuffing gap, as it were, stays neat and tidy when you turn your item inside out, or outside out, or the right way round, you know what I mean. So we'll just trim away a little bit of wadding there, and then grab yourself a glue stick, bit of glue on the raw edges of that turning gap, flip it over, bit of glue on the raw edges of that turning gap, and then just turn your shape the right way round. And by gluing that wadding gap, it means that turning gap, it means that the fabric doesn't stretch too much as you turn it the right way round. It doesn't fray, and you've got a nice neat edge to close with your hand sewing in a minute. So just use your fingers to push this all the way out. And then if you get yourself a funnel, or if you don't have a funnel, a tube of paper would do. And use the dry rice. And just pop it in there, bit by bit. Don't be tempted to fill the whole funnel up with rice, because it will take an awful lot to fill this shape. But you want to get it so it's pretty much filled to the top. And then take a needle and thread, which I have pre-threaded because I cannot thread a needle these days without several pairs of reading glasses layered up one on top of the other. And because you've folded over and glued that gap, you've automatically got a nice hemmed edge that you can just over sew closed. And just a couple of things while I'm sewing this up. You can't wash these because there's rice inside, and I would imagine even on a 30-degree wash you'll end up cooking that rice if you pop it in the washing machine. So realistically, although I've done these in beautiful light colours, you might want to use a darker colour of fabric if your hands get particularly grubby. I mean, if you have these in your pocket when you're out walking the dog, or I don't know, if you're tending to animals or you're doing a bit of gardening, they will get grubby very quickly. But what you could do is you could make a rough muslin hand warmer filled with rice, and then you could make a cover for it, and instead of stitching it closed, you could just leave a gap along this edge that you can pop your muslin inside, so that if you want to wash your covers, you can just pop it back out again. And because it's rice, because it's quite malleable, you don't need to leave an enormous gap, because you can pop part of it in, and then you can feed a bit of the rice in and just basically squeeze it until it goes in to your hand warmer. There you go. So these will keep you toasty. It's that whole thing about heat the human, not the home. So, you know, even if you're sitting there overnight watching TV, you can grab a couple of these if you haven't got a nice hot cup of tea to keep your hands warm. And as I say, 30 seconds in the microwave. I think I might have said 30 minutes earlier. Please don't put it in the microwave for 30 minutes. But 30 seconds in the microwave gives you at least half an hour, I'd say 40 minutes of heat, just to keep your fingertips from freezing up. Hope you like that. Hope you'll come back and see us again very, very soon. Please subscribe to us if you would, because we've got videos coming up every week on all kinds of disciplines, and there's sure to be something there that you'll like. Apart from that, all there is for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.